Everose here, back with part 2 of one of the most rivalry clashes in Hunter x Hunter, Chrollo Lucilfer versus Kurapika. In part 1, we explored their backstories, motivations, and the emotional weight behind their duel. Today, we're pushing even deeper into the psychology, the ideologies, and the what-if scenarios that make this rivalry so fascinating. This isn't just a rewatch, it's a deeper look why these two are perfect foils for one another, and how vengeance and leadership shape their legacies. Before we dive in, thank you all so much for the love you've shown on part 1. Your feedback made it clear this clash deserves more discussion. So here we are with part 2. As promised, I have a surprise. I'm now officially on TikTok. I'll be sharing extra clips, behind the scenes, thoughts, and bonus content there. So make sure to follow if you want even more deep dives. Links are up in my bio or down in the description. Thank you all so much. Yes, I finally have a TikTok, so you guys will be able to see a lot more content on there. I'm still figuring out what to post, but I'm really excited to be on there. You guys are gonna see me on there a lot, and same goes for my other social medias, and I'm super excited. I cannot believe we're in episode 20. This is absolutely amazing. I'm truly so excited to see what's to come, and I really want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart from the very beginning to episode 20. I cannot believe we're already at episode 20. I love making you guys smile. I love inspiring you guys. I love doing these psychology things, even though I want to emphasize again, I'm not a real psychologist or anyway, but I like to put my own spin on on what I think these characters represent, and my personal opinion. And that we can fangirl, we can appreciate these characters without losing focus on who they really are. But again, I really want to say thank you again. Let's dive in. I'm really excited to do this. Segment 1, Ideologies and Conflict. At the heart of this duel lies a clash of philosophies. Chrollo, a leader who believes in collective strength, treating the troop like a family bond by loyalty, but detached from morality. So if you guys have not watched my part 1, I recommend you guys watch it if you guys want more details about these characters. But this is mostly going to be about why these characters are so fascinating, but why they fit so well. Chrollo really does treat the Phantom Troop like family. It's the only family he has. But all of the Phantom Troop have all of them are orphans, and they only have each other. And like I said, if anything happened to one of the troops, which unfortunately some do, something does happen within the group. Chrollo gets very distraught by that. He may not show it like through crying or anything, but he really does care. He really does feel on the inside for them. But when it comes to other people, heck no, he's morally detached. He doesn't care about anyone else that's not his group, and he'll do anything for them. I'm gonna put it this way: as long as they follow what he wants them to do. If he feels like you're being too much, one thing he's not afraid to do is correct you and stuff like that. But if you're willing to snitch on the group, he's not afraid to kick you out or end you right there if that's a possibility. But if you're just really loyal to him, you've been with him from the very beginning, he will make sure you're okay. He will make sure you're safe. But with other people, he could honestly care less. And that's who he really is. He's morally detached to others except for his group. Kurapika, an avenger consumed by personal justice, willing to sacrifice almost anything to protect his clan's memory. So, if you guys do not know who Kurapika is, I did 2 videos on him, which is part 1 of Chrollo versus Kurapika, and a solo analysis on him. So he's from a clan called the Kurapika clan. He's the only one that has survived because, aka the Phantom Troop, killed off his family, and he's just boiled by rage. And one of the things he has is a chain user. He's called the chain user, and a chain user is basically a person who has the inability of chains. And he has these very valuable eyes called the Scarlet Eyes, aka my name, where are very valuable in the black market. And he tries to get them back, like the Kurapika clan eyes back, because what happens is when they're in rage or they're scared, but mostly in rage, aka him, they go all red, and that's perceived like the most valuable in the black market and in the Phantom Troop. The Phantom Troop are basically people that steal and they like to own what they stole, basically. And the Kurapika clan's eyes are one of them, and that's why Kurapika is consumed to get revenge on Chrollo for that. Segment 2: Tactics, skills, and what-if matchups. While part 1 focuses on their power, this time we'll ask, what if the fight went further? Chrollo's Nen book gives him endless varieties, while his ability to manipulate others makes him unpredictable. Yes, so Chrollo has a book that like I said, he is considered a Nen stealer, and a Nen stealer is someone who has a book, and if he finds your Nen ability valuable, he'll steal it because he finds it interesting and he wants to keep it on his own. And he'll do anything for it, whether it be to be a gentleman with you, whether to talk business with you, anything for you to lower your standards with him just so that he can get that ability. Other than that, once he gets your ability, you cannot get it back. It's your own aura that he wants, and once he gets it, there's no way of getting it back. Versus Kurapika. Kurapika's chains give him a terrifying precision, especially against the Phantom Troops. Oh yeah, so in part 1, I do talk about a little bit more about this, but I'll just put this in part 2 just for context. So when Kurapika, at least in the 2011 version, kidnaps Chrollo, he really, really wants to end Chrollo for what he did. And as a result of that, he really, really tries, but Chrollo isn't afraid of death. And, he tries to kind of manipulate his way out of it so that Kurapika doesn't do it. But Kurapika does end one of Chrollo's Phantom Troop members named Uvogan, and he gets super upset about that, very upset. But like I said, he can show emotions, but it's more about manipulating people more than actually feeling it. I'm sure, he wouldn't do if he didn't feel, the death of his friend Uvogan. That's why he made a iconic requiem that's like very popular in anime history, and he makes a requiem for Umogen, and disaster goes everywhere. So between these two, who knows? Because the author Togashi might make them fight. Who knows? I might have to read it once he announces that it's ready. But I have a feeling in the manga they're really gonna go head to head. And I can tell you this, spoilers are ahead here. If you guys have not watched my other videos that I've done of Chrollo, because I've talked about him more than once, and he also has a solo analysis. I also talk about him versus Hisoka. And I'm gonna put it this way. I feel like this is gonna be a more brutal battle than Chrollo versus Hisoka, because Hisoka was only there just to fight Chrollo, because he wanted to feel powerful and to feed his ego, basically. No, Kurapika and Chrollo are really gonna go head to head. Who knows who will win, really? But I have a feeling it's going to be very, very brutal, because Hunter x Hunter, I can tell you this, and from the people who have not seen it, which I completely recommend you guys do. There's two versions. There's the 1999 version and the 2011 version, whatever fits your boat. But what I'm saying is that whatever show you watch, if you watch the 2011 version, I can 100% guarantee you, in the beginning, it may look so cute, it may look so innocent, quote-unquote innocent, but it is not. It goes dark real quick in there. I was in for a surprise, because I watched the 1999 version. I did not expect the 2011 version to go all in, but I ain't complaining. I love dark stuff. But holy cow, I really went in there. It was good. Maybe to a lot of people, it was, to be honest, it was the most longest season in the series, the Chimera Anar. But it is good. It is interesting. But if I have to put my personal opinion, going back to Chrollo versus Kurapika, it's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be brutal. Not to quote or anything on there, but I'm just gonna say it's probably gonna be like Mortal Kombat brutality. I 100% guarantee that. I wouldn't doubt that, really. But we'll see. And once this manga does come out, whenever Togashi says it will come out, I will literally show you guys if they do or not, because I ain't afraid. I don't think it's gonna be sweet. I think it's gonna go down, like down, brutal, down. But we'll see. All right, let's keep going. Segment 3, Psychological Warfare and the Cost of Obsession. Kurapika isn't just fighting Chrollo, he's fighting the trauma of his past. Every strike is personal, every choice is a burden. Chrollo, meanwhile, thrives on detachment, but what does it mean to lead when your presence is being hunted? Ooh. So basically Kurapika isn't just there to kill the phantom troop. He's there to just end the trauma. Like, he's there to just face his struggles, face his fears, which I'm sure he has, and just end the suffering that goes on in his head. Because I feel like this dude has the Carter clan, because you saw it, even though it's not canon in 2011 version, but there's a movie of it. But it shows, Kurapika seeing his Carter clan being, being hunted, being, murdered, and that image doesn't fade away. It gets worse. And meanwhile, Chrollo, he knows he's being hunted, because he already met Kurapika and stuff like that. But do you think he cares if his life gets ended by him? Absolutely not, because he's smart. He knows how to get Kurapika to trigger him. And does he care of being hunted? No. He thinks this is all a game. He really likes to play with your mind. And like I said, these two are going to go head to head, and I can 100% guarantee you Chrollo, without a doubt, is going to manipulate the crap out of Kurapika, even though I know Kurapika is probably, some of it, he's not going to fall for it. But I can tell you, when it comes to his family though, I know Chrollo's going to use that to his freaking advantage, because he's the type of person that will use anything to lower your guard he wants that ability that Kurapika has. That is the only reason he let Kurapika chain him, because he's thinking in a calculating sense. He's like, okay, how can I make this dude lower his guard down? Do I bring up his family? Do I bring up his trauma? Blah, blah, blah. He's thinking. When he was tied up and when Kurapika's chained, he was thinking in his head, okay, how can I get this dude to hand up his chain ability? Because that's all he wants. Because he doesn't care if Kurapika ends his life or not. But Chrollo's not afraid of dying either. He's not. And he'll make sure even in death, he'll make sure to get that chain ability. Absolutely. Because if he takes that chain ability, I can only imagine he will be probably the most unstoppable character. But I don't think Kurapika's gonna let that slide easily. No way. Because that boy will fight to death if he has to be that way. And I know both of them. One of them is gonna end up there. Absolutely, one of them is gonna go down. I'm not gonna say who really knows, but it's gonna be interesting. But holy cow, Chrollo doesn't care. He has stated before that if something happens to him, I forgot who he put in charge of. I don't know if it's Nobunaga that he puts in charge, or Phaeton. I think it's Phaeton he puts in charge in one of the groups. He said if he passes on, one of them takes charge of the Phantom. Like I said this before, the Phantom Troop involves within, I think, 7 people or more than that. He's okay. So they're if you guys don't know, the Phantom Troop is considered like a spider troop. So he's the head, and all the other groups are the legs. That also excludes this. I almost call him dystopia. The Hisoka, because he's not really a part of the group. He killed one of the members just to get into the group and just fight Chrollo. He's not. I wouldn't really consider him a part of the Phantom Troop though. But Chrollo's not afraid to die, and neither is Kurapika. So here we explore how obsession eats at Kurapika, how Chrollo manipulates fear, and how both men are trapped by the paths they've chosen. Because mind you, real quick, both Kurapika and Chrollo were in the very beginning very happy-go-lucky kids. And then tragedy struck, trauma struck, and then they completely changed for the worse, to be honest. Even though Kurapika has his moments of vulnerability, but Chrollo, on the other hand, I'm sure he does, but very little, if not at all, to be honest. Alright, let's keep going. Segment 4, final thoughts plus what's next. Chrollo vs. Kurapika Part 2 isn't just about victory, it's about scars left on both sides. Kurapika's vengeance defines him, while Chrollo's leadership binds him. Together, they create one of the most Hunter x Hunter most unforgettable rivalries. Thank you all so much for sticking with me through both parts of these deep dives. And don't forget, I'm on TikTok now. I'll be posting shorter clips and insights here. So come and join me. Until then, stay curious, stay passionate, and remember, the deadliest duels aren't fought with weapons, but with convictions. Love y'all. Bye.